What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Forge. I'm Vulcan, and today we are taking another look at Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, specifically the Technical Beta 2, currently going on right now. So, what does the Technical Beta 2 include? Well, it includes some new uniques, like Goremaker Shard of the Red Mountain, things like Sagat's Obsession, which are fantastic looking weapons. It also includes some new abilities and animations. So, for instance, here is the new Thunder Strike spell. So you can see it has a little bit of a improved animation. Then you have Arctic Spear, which used to be called Frost Lance, which is a delayed effect. So thank you, commenter, who told me that, because I thought it was that little like blue disc thing, and I was like, well, that's pretty weak. But he was like, hey, Vulcan, you're an idiot. It actually is delayed. See, I was like, oh, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Then we have Tear of Ethelial, which is just what used to be called Frozen Comet. It does a significant amount of damage, which is actually pretty nice. We have Annihilation, which is super edgy. It's basically just a purple version of the blue one, as you can see there. Then we have a brand new ability called Bulwark of Dawn. Now, Bulwark of Dawn is an AoE healing spell. So as long as you stand in this area, you are getting healed up, my friends, and you are ready to rock. And then we have Frozen Nova, which is, as you can see, just a good old-fashioned Frozen Nova called Winter's Grasp. Apologies if I start calling them different names. They actually went through and they changed a bunch of the names up, which I'm still trying to figure out why they did that. But no matter. Alright, well, let's take a look at how this spec is rolling out. So, this is my second character, as you can see, Vulcan 2 here, and I wanted to create a proper mage character. Something I never did was I never really gave mages a fair shot so far in this beta. It's always been, oh, well, I picked up a staff here, a staff there, and I'm just going to see, you know, how things play out. Oh, they don't play out that great, and it's because I obviously have terrible gear. So I wanted to just create a brand new character, put it all into wisdom and toughness. Obviously I need some health, but put it all in there and see how things play. And I gotta say, guys, I've been pretty impressed with it. So we've seen the lightning bolts, you know, we've seen what those things can do. They are pretty nasty. They'll shred things in a heartbeat. But let's take a look at the Arctic Spear. So you're throwing the Arctic Spears, you know, or I'm sorry, the Frozen Comets, and those do a significant amount of damage, just in a nice AoE fashion, as you can see. They do take a second to drop out of the sky, so you're going to have to be a little strategic with your planning. Arctic Spheres are pretty nice. They just go in a straight line, as you can see. They're delayed, obviously, but still. See? They're delayed, but they still do a nice amount of damage. 70, it looks like, as a hit on a level 9 character here. And let's do this Chain Lightning. As you can see, it still clears rooms pretty quickly. Alright, now let's take a look at Annihilation here, once we find some more cannon fodder. So Annihilation's nice. It, you know, obviously it's your single target ability versus the Thunder Strike, which is more of your AoE style ability, bouncing off of enemies and the like. But we'll take another look at it here. It burns through stuff pretty quickly. You're ticking for, you know, 24, 28 damage, but it does use a decent chunk of your Umbra. So you have to constantly keep your Umbra up to date. You want to make sure you spec a ton into Wisdom to make sure you can get those nice Umbra regions going quicker. And then another thing to look at too is on your staff. You have things like transfer time from Willpower to Rage. You want to go for as high as possible on that. Okay. So that's what we're looking at so far. Now, what is the technical beta from a, what do we have access to, right? There are no passive skill trees in the technical beta. So everything is, you know, purely skill-based. It's tomes, which are now called interacts. So we're testing those things out, and we're also testing out some of the gear. I've been looking for a unique staff. I haven't got one yet, but that's okay, guys. We are going to power on through. I also need another handpiece. I still have my broken shackle, and times are tough. So, okay, let's go ahead and let's show off some more of this. Now, these are the only spells we have, so it's not like I chose these for any specific reason. This is literally just, okay, well, here are the spells that we're testing, here are the spells that are available. So I don't think I went through and kind of handcrafted these. Now, The game itself has been playing pretty... What's up, Thug? Has been playing pretty smoothly for the most part. There's been a couple things that have been kind of, you know, hit or miss. But it's an alpha. Things are going to be subject to change. We're always going to see changes. So what you guys see here is most likely going to be very, very different than the final featured product. So go ahead and keep that in mind, guys, as you're looking through this, and you know, it's like, oh man, I really don't like that art style, I don't like that weapon, I don't like those animations. That stuff is most likely subject to change. So like I said, just keep that in mind and keep an open mind as you're watching this. For those of you who are new to Wolcen, first off, welcome, and welcome to a nice little hack and slash ARPG. I've really been enjoying this game quite a bit. I gotta say, these Devourers are nasty, guys. Like, compared to the Sadistic Thugs, I seem to have a bigger problem with these guys. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's just they have so many different, I'll say, like, abilities and things like that, between the chains, between the ground pounds, between the weird, like, wave of cold or whatever that goes out. I mean, there's so many different things. Okay, cool. Barbarian Defender. Not entirely sure what we got there. Grab that sucker. Crystal Catalyst, I'll grab that too. So this is something that they did add to the game, which is pretty slick. They added things called catalysts. Catalysts are like your offhand trinkets, offhand, you know, totems, things like that. Depending on whatever game you play, you've most likely ran into an offhand before. If you play as like a shaman, it's sort of like your shield, or just a literal offhand in World of Warcraft. If you play in like something like Rift, it's like the little book or the little scepter that you can equip in your offhand. So that's really what it makes up, and it's something they added. That way it gives you a little bit more, I'll say, options when it comes to spell casting. In the open alpha, they really just had, you either had a two-handed staff, or you had, I mean, I think that's about it. You didn't really have too much else, maybe a dagger or something, but there really wasn't much else that you could use and be successful. You could obviously use a sword that gave you like attack power and all this other crazy stuff, but that wasn't gonna make you successful. You weren't gonna do very much damage. Believe me, I learned that the hard way. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's get some tears of Athethil out here on this Sadistic Thug and see what we're working with here. Alright, so we were able to dispatch him fairly quickly with that. Still looking for a decent wrist, or whatever you want to call it, hand, I guess. Kind of change things up a little bit. So these beta spitters right here, these are new creatures that they're actually thinking about putting into the game. Those shriekers, the exact same thing. As you can see, they do quite a bit of damage, and it is not exactly fun dealing with those guys. They just put out so much damage in a cone so quickly. It ticks pretty fast. So you have to be quick on your feet and roll away from those things. If you don't, man, they will chew through your health like crazy. Man, I mean, Dark Iron Pistol's like just insane. Okay, not enough room. All right. Let's head back to base camp, guys, and I'll show you. Well, let's kill these things first. But let's head back to base camp, and I'll show you guys where we are. It's labeled nowhere, so keep that in mind. Don't expect too much, because once again, it's labeled nowhere, and it's literally just a nice little, I'll say a nice little beta hub. It doesn't exactly have a lot in it. It has the bare necessities, and that's about it. Alright, let's head back home and let's see what we're working with. Okay. So guys, this is nowhere. As you can see up here, it's very small. As you can see on my map, it is literally nowhere. There's nothing. I mean, here I am. Like, there's nothing. Okay, so let's sell this stuff. As you can see, these are called interacts, and up here they changed the name of the little crystal shards, whatever they were called. It's now called Primordial Affinity. Ooh, super scary. All right, so mage build. Obviously, we got the Storm Mage action going on. We got a little Frost Comet, the Tear of Etheliel, and we have the Arctic Spear, Annihilation, and Winter's Grasp. They're all looking pretty good. I think I'm going to bump that one, and I wonder which one's closer. So let's see. This one needs two more. This one needs quite a few. That one needs quite a few. So I think maybe we'll just go for lightning so we can make that determination. And there we go. Okay, so cool. So we were able to bump up our lightning hands to get this second one. Increase damage or add another bounce. I'm going to do the increased damage. I want more bang for my buck. Or, you know, in this case, more zap for my buck. Then we have the nice little vendor over here. You know, he doesn't do too much. He kind of hangs out and refreshes stuff from time to time, so that's always fun. Don't need any of these stabs. I'm going to hang on to those uniques, though, because I want to do a little thing with them at the end. Okay. Do we have any gloves? Any gloves? I just literally need anything. I'll just throw these on. There. Get rid of these shackles. Been having the damnedest time. Okay, and then over here we have the guy who's gonna, you know, remove jewels from the sockets, and then I can buy them over here. But total ripoff, 1K, and look at all these I got. Might as well open my own damn shop. All right, so let's jump back in and let's take one more gander at this gameplay before we adjourn for today. So what we're looking at, guys, is pretty much where they're wanting to go from the looks of it, from a vision standpoint of where they want these spells to be. We have much more damage on the Storm Mage front. We have more damage on the Frost front. As you can see, those things do a pretty decent amount of damage in a short fashion, as long as you are strategic about where you're placing them. Now, my electricity, my Storm Mage kind of builds, those are going to run out of willpower extremely quickly. So you're going to need to kind of plan ahead, understand, okay, how deep is this, you know, group of enemies that I'm attacking? Is this going to be something that I need to plan, and, you know, can I bounce out of this, I'll say, issue if I run out of willpower? You know, is it going to be a sticky situation? And maybe it will be. And if it is, then, you know, plan for that. Get your potions out. Use your staff, which, by the way, thanks to one commenter, told me that staffs replenish mana or willpower. I had no clue. In this game, your auto attacks for your melee abilities and your bow actually will take your mana, and you'll use your mana, which is a little different for me. I'm not used to that. So I figured it was kind of the same. I was like, all right, well, I'm out of mana, so I better just, you know, use a willpower potion. No. This guy was like, hey, you know, this is something that you need to do because it gives you a ton of mana. And I'm like, all right, I mean, you got it. And now here I am today. So pretty great. So make sure you guys utilize that, you know, as time goes on. And if you're going to be practicing or playing with a spell build, because it's incredibly important to make sure you have that willpower up. All right, go ahead and let's drop some. Let's rain some hell on these guys. Ooh, that is not good. That is not good, guys. I am a glass cannon. All right, so I'm gonna drop that. Get a little health going here. Zap those guys. So that's one thing I really like, is I do like the fact that they added some healing spells in this game, because it was getting a little overly dependent on potions. And for those of you that don't know me, I always play a healer. Every time. A healer. Very, very occasionally I'll play a tank if we absolutely need one. I don't really like to play DPS too much, but I always play a healer. So with the multiplayer aspect, with being able to heal, I'm thinking about, I need to get me a healing build going on, because that would be just A+. Okay, well, apparently I made it through everything because I'm back at home base. Alright, so plus 15 wisdom. We'll go ahead and throw that sucker over there. Can't sell to that guy because he's too cool for school, so we'll wait. We got a support gym, yeah? So let's see, where is all attributes? Ferocity. See, these different gyms have different things. So you have offensive, defensive, and support. and I'm looking, and I don't think I have one. I might have to go buy one from Rip-Off Terry over here, but let's see. All right, Mr. Jeweler, what do you got for me? 3 wisdom. Of course you do. I have one. Ha! Never mind. Not today, Rip-Off Terry. I'm done with you. Get. But alright guys, this has been kind of an update on here's where we're going for our, the magic user side of the house. And I get it, I know I'm probably going to get some comments on it, but I know this isn't 100% kitted out. I'm going to continue playing this character because I want to see how the magic side of the house kind of fares. But for the most part, I'm really enjoying it. It looks like we have a defensive gym here. Let's just go ahead and... we got health regen. What else we got in here? What else we got in here? Honestly, I think health regen might be the best for me. I'm going to do that for now. But I know I don't have the best gear in the world, but guys, I'm going through, I'm trying to find some stuff. Surprisingly, magic gear is hard to find. Melee and archery stuff is what I seem to get the most of. So, slowly building this thing. Stick with me, and before the end of this beta, we'll have some semblance of a set. Hopefully a unique... oh, come on, gods of Wolcen. Hopefully a unique that'll be able to help me out. But... anyway, as always guys, I'm 100% open to critique, so let me know what am I doing wrong, where are my flaws in my build, and if you have any cool tricks like the staff regenerating mana, or the fact that your Arctic Spear is on a delay, which I didn't know. One of the commentators was like, Vulcan, you're an idiot, like it's on a delay, because I thought this little like blue beam thing that went out was the actual damaging. I was like, it doesn't do anything, but it is. It's on a little delay. You see a little spear there, pretty cool. Anyway, as always, guys, ready to learn. But this has been Vulcan, and I am out of here.